Hey, what's up there guys, Jay here and welcome back for another episode of my Team Career Mode on F123 on the channel for episode 14 today, which is the Texas GP in America, and hopefully we have a better race than we did in Qatar. If you didn't see the last episode where we were in Qatar for our first Qatar GP with the sprint as well, we did have a good weekend until, spoiler alert, Lando Norris crashed us out, so we beat Stuttgart in their gravel, so hopefully we can actually score points this weekend. Here you can see we've not had a good track record, quite a lot of DNS, quite a lot of points though, 33 points in the championship, and we are fighting for that 10th place spot in the championship and 7th in the constructors, and maybe even 6th by the end of the season if we can pull our stuff together. But looking at the changes, and it is a change to the chassis and durability for the regulations going into the second season, but we don't have to worry about that just yet about season 2, but we do have to worry about practice right now. What we can do, trying to get resource points so we can focus on the next season and the upgrades we can bring to the first race in a country that it will be in. I'm not going to put any spoilers out there, but it will be a good one. But here we go for qualifying, as it is the early qualifying, because it is a sprint this weekend in Texas. But this is probably one of my least favourite tracks on the calendar, so you never know. But you can see they're back to sprint and then the race, so hopefully we can just try and get a good run in and try and put a car higher up on the grid. Out for my first run now. Again, this is probably one of my least favourite tracks, and there's a sprint and a race which is even longer, so don't be surprised if this does not turn out to be a good weekend for myself, but I will try my absolute best and put my 110% into it to try and get a good result. But now coming around the final turn for the final time, what can I set my lap? I'm just going to set enough to get nowhere near Q2, where the last couple of races we've proved that we can compete for, and that's the absolute minimum, getting through to Q2, and we have not made it through to Q3 to Lewis Hamilton tops the time sheets in Q1 with Sergio Perez and George Russell, and that is a good result for George Russell, but it is also a good result for Max, who's just edging closer to George Russell for that championship fight. So hopefully we do have a good one. But looking at some of the stuff that we can invest in, but you can see the durability and chassis is the regulations going in to 2024. But before we worry about that, once again we have practice, just going for the quick practice option. But what we did find out last time out in Qatar is we can do it, but we do struggle to compete with the Mercedes from time to time. But we are starting to find it hard to compete with the McLarens and Alpines, and once I get past the McLarens and Alpines, I end up forming the DRS train and just completely cannot catch the car in front because I'm slowing down everybody else behind. But apart from that, we are going to go to the race.
Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting sprint. George Russell will begin today's event in pole position, and Lewis Hamilton completes the front row. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Verstappen, Perez, Sainz, Leclerc, Fernando Alonso, Norris, Ocon, Gasly, Bottas, Tsunoda, Stroll, Hulkenberg, Magnussen, Joe, Albon, Iceman, Iwasa, Oscar Piastri, Sargent and Nick de Vries. And with preparations almost complete, let's head trackside for today's sprint.
Lining up on the grid here on the medium set of tyres here in the Austin sprint race, and hopefully we can get a better result and launch ourselves further up into the points and start in a higher position for the race than 9th, but we will have to try and figure that out as we go to the 5 red lights. To the 5 red lights now. 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights, and it is lights out and away we go. It's an okay start for me, but it's a rocket ship start for Wawasso, who is now held up by Lance Stroll. We can't go anywhere, but we are going to try and take the inside line. We're going to try and take the probably more favourable line down into turn 1 if you're trying to overtake. We do get past a couple people. We do go from P22 all the way up into P10, which is an absolute rocket ship start for us as we are trying to battle with here comes Lando Norris trying to go around my outside. That's not going to work, so we are going to try and just keep him behind while we try and catch up to Esteban Ocon as we overtake Pierre Gasly in this race. What we have learned on the opening lap so far, we are quite fast around higher speed circuits, so hopefully we can carry this on into Mexico next race, which is got the pretty sure the biggest straight in Formula 1 as we go down the straights here up the hill now where the big American flag usually sits. It's not here in the game. There's a big grandstand at the top of the hill, which is not there either. There's definitely cut some bits to save some graphics, but the game still performs pretty good for an F1 game. But here comes Pierre Gasly trying to go down my inside. It's not going to work on that 2 of this race, and we do stick ahead of Pierre Gasly. George Russell sets fastest lap, and that's going to help him in the championship race with Max Verstappen, which is just edging closer and closer points wise, and we have a genuine title fight on our hands. But here comes Pierre Gasly and Lando Norris. Who's going to make the move, because it's going to be 3 wide going down into the turn. I can't Pierre Gasly can't get past me. Lando Norris are going to try and get past me though down the inside. Not going to work. We hang on to the position and we are still in 9th place in this race, and hopefully we can hang on to it and start 9th on the grid for the race. But on lap 4 of this race, here comes Lando Norris down the straight. I'm going to try and hold it round the outside. Does it work? He pushes me just a wee bit dry there, runs me a bit dry. Couldn't find the room there, but we do get a really good run on Lando Norris through the S's, just proper sticking with him. I think this is the best I've taken the S's all weekend long, but there's the lockup essentially there, but my sector goes from green to red, but that's not going to matter. We do deploy ERS, we do deploy DRS, and we're going to fly right past Lando Norris there as I was struggling to get that out, but I was also struggling to see where we were going, if we were going to sit behind them or if we were going to make the move. We do make the move and we are up back up into P9 on lap 4 of this race. But here comes Lando Norris. He is going to try and attack me once again round the outside. We're having a proper good scrap with Lando Norris in this sprint race. He does get past me. We are going to try round the outside of the final turn. It's not going to work, but we are just going to try and get the run on him down into turn 1. Lando Norris has DRS as he was behind me going through the detection zone, but even with Lando Norris having DRS, we have ERS. I'm going to dive down the inside, turning in very early, committing very early to that apex. We do get moved on and we are back up into P9 on lap 5 of this race, and Pierre Gasly overtakes Lando Norris once again, and Lando's plummeted down 2 places in the space of 1 turn. But now on lap 6 of this race, here comes Pierre Gasly. He's going to try. We're going to try the switchback. We're not going to try and hang around the outside. We're going to try the switchback. We're alongside him. We're past him now. We didn't even need the S's. We just got past him with traction, even though we had a wee bit of a wobble. We do get past Pierre Gasly with an absolute sensational switchback. Tried to go up the inside, had a wee lock-up essentially, and we just decided why not try the inside route instead of try right round the outside. It did work down the inside, but here comes Pierre Gasly. He's going to try to go down the inside of me. I'm going to try to defend it right on the outside. It's going to work. I keep P9 on lap 6 of this race. And as we come around the penultimate turn now, here comes Pierre Gasly. He's going to try the inside road. It's not going to work. As we come around the final turn on the run down to the line, and we're going to finish 9th in the sprint race.
Alright, race over. Take care of the car on the way in.
Let's see how the driver standings have changed. This result then narrows the gap between our championship leader and the rest of the standings. Well, that wraps up the sprint. All that remains is the main
So
event
Lewis Hamilton wins the sprint race, so he'll be starting first. George Russell in second, and Sergio Perez, not Max Verstappen, in third, and Max Verstappen in fifth. So this will be a very interesting race.
Well, you don't need me to remind you that Formula One is now so beloved in the United States that we race here 3 times a year. But let's give respect to COTA, or the Circuit of the Americas, to give it its full name. This place laid the foundations for this moment and still remains the host of the US Grand Prix. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position, just ahead of George Russell, who starts this event from P2. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Perez, Verstappen, Sainz, Leclerc, Fernando Alonso, Ocon, Iceman, Gasly, Magnussen, Norris, Bottas, Hulkenberg, Albon, Joe, Stroll, Tsunoda, Sargent, Iwasa, Oscar Piastri, and Nick de Vries. With preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track.
Well, lining up on the grid now, we're going to run the soft to medium set of tyres in this race. Probably the best strategy and the fastest way to get around the track, going the 2 fastest compounds. As we go to the lights now, 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights, and it is lights out and away we go. It's a good start for myself. Esteban Ocon has a wee bit of wheel spin on the line, but I can't say much as I had massive wheel spin. I am going to try dive down the inside of Fernando Alonso, and Esteban Ocon is going to try dive bomb. It's not going to work though. We're up into P7, 2 positions gained on the first turn in this race. Skipping ahead a bit, just a wee bit into the lap green sector 1. Here comes Esteban Ocon now, as he is probably the faster out of the 2 Alpine drivers, and here comes Fernando Alonso also, but here comes Esteban Ocon. He's going to try the outside line on the run down into the 90-degree turn, as it is near enough. We are going to try and hang him around the outside. It does work. We keep 7th place. Esteban Ocon goes down into the 8th. Fernando Alonso in 9th. Charles Leclerc in 6th. Carlos Sainz in 5th. And then the 2 Red Bull drivers and the 2 Mercedes drivers, they are on the grid in the bottom left hand corner, as you can see. Here comes Fernando Alonso. Here comes Esteban Ocon as well. We are going to try the inside line though. Going to try just keep the position. Here goes Alonso. He's going to try the run on me though through the next right hander. We're going to try and keep the outside line. Fernando Alonso's going to try and keep the inside line, but doing that, he gets the outside line, we get the inside line, and we do get past him quite easily on lap 3 of this race, and we do keep 7th place. And you can see there my pace has started to drop off, this as suspected. There goes the Ferraris blasting off into the distance, but we do get red sectors. That's all with the slowest lap time I'm going to set all race. But here comes Esteban Ocon down into turn 1. We are going to get past him, but he's going to try and pull what we did to him in the sprint race, trying to get a wee bit of revenge. Does not work. We keep 7th place on lap 9 of this 20 lap race here in Austin, Texas. But now here comes Esteban Ocon later on in the lap. Fernando Alonso dropped off just a wee bit, but he's going to try the outside line. We're going to run him just a wee bit dry on that outside line. We do get past, we do keep the position off of Esteban Ocon on lap 9 of this race, and we are on P7 here in Austin, Texas, which again is probably one of my least favourite tracks, and I am doing okay if I do have to say myself, but the car is performing well, except from in the hands of our teammate. But here comes Esteban Ocon. He is going to try and get the run on me though as we go into the main straight, but we are not going to go to the main straight. We're going to go right into the pits and try and get a good pit stop here in Austin, Texas. Hopefully it can be a better pit stop than we had in Qatar. Not that there was anything wrong with it, but it was probably one of my slower pit stops of the season. 2.5 seconds just before 2.4, but there's Lando Norris right in front of me. So go out of the pit lane now. Who's going to get there first? But I'm going to dive down the inside, coming straight out of the pit lane. What a move. I don't think Lando Norris saw that coming at all, but I thought, why not? Got nothing to lose except in points. Let's try it. But on lap 10 of this race now, Lando Norris tries to get a good run on me though. Here comes Fernando Alonso, his teammate. We are going to try and get past both of them down into turn 1. It's not going to work. We're back up in 2P9 where we started this race. We're going to try and go down the inside. Not going to work. We're going to try and just stick behind his rear wing. Try and get a slipstream through the S's. Try not to brake too hard or brake too little. Just trying to stick with the racing line. Personal best first sector. But again, I do not think Lando Norris saw that move coming from outside the pit lane. What a move. I think that replaces the switchback as the best move I've done all season if we just avoid the back of Fernando Alonso's car. We do get DRS on El Plan Fernando Alonso, but here we go with DRS. With ERS, we are going to breeze past Fernando Alonso's inside. We don't even need the braking zone, but it is an extra hand. Fernando Alonso launches forward in the braking zone. We keep 8th position as we move up into 8th position, setting our personal best sector 2, and we are starting to improve our pace just slowly on lap 11 of this 20 lap race here in Texas. But here comes Fernando Alonso now on lap 12. He absolutely breezes past us. We got no ERS. Fernando Alonso's got DRS, but we're going to dive down the inside, just trying to keep that inside line. Lando Norris is still behind us, trying to find a way through as it is a 3-car battle for 7th position here in this race. It is Lando Norris instead of Fernando Alonso, as Lando Norris overtook Fernando Alonso on that straight and then tried to breeze past us. It did not work though, but Fernando Alonso is going to try and find a way through on his teammate on lap 12 of this race, as we are, I have to admit, driving, we are kind of struggling to keep these cars behind, as I don't think they have the pace. But with DRS, Lando Norris is going to try round the outside where he always tries to get past me. It's not going to work though. We keep the inside side. We do defend pretty well against Mr. Fernando Alonso. Why do I keep on saying Fernando Alonso? Sorry, Mr. Lando Norris here in this race on lap 13, and can we maybe just possibly hang on to 7th place, maybe even depending on if there's any drama move forward. But on lap 14 now, and there's yellow flags, but now there's green flags. I'm pretty sure there's retirement, and it is the Haas, and I'm pretty sure that is Yuki Tsunoda here in this race. But here comes Lando Norris flying towards me. It is Yuki Tsunoda as we go down into the heavy braking zone, near enough 90-degree turn. We do keep 7th position off Lando Norris as he briefly got past us before the braking zone. Not to worry, we do get back past them and we are back up into 7th place, and only 8 laps remaining in this race here in Austin. But Lando Norris pulls off to the side. What is Lando Norris doing? He's pulled off right to the side as he got mechanical failure in this race. And the safety car has been deployed on lap 14 of this race, and it is going to be It's going to be a safety car, as I just said, unless there's drama. We aren't going to go any higher. Wow. Safety car. This changes everything completely. We are going for the softs, fly down the field and then fly back up it if we have the pace, or we just stay out on the medium compounded tyre, which is what I'm going to do. But wow, lap 15 of this race, about 4 laps of the safety car, 3 laps maybe at a minimum. You might be looking at a final lap shootout here. This makes everything very, very interesting. In Austin, Texas. Wow. Okay. Let's do this then and try and get as high as we can. In 7th place, can we maybe try and bump up the field? Safety car is going to end this lap in Austin, Texas. We are going to try. I don't know why I keep on saying Austin, Texas. Just sounds right. Here, in the circuit of the Americans, we are going to try and move higher up the grid in 7th place. Can we maybe aim for Max Verstappen in 5th? Or is that too much to ask here in America? Here for the 2nd out of 3 American races is the next one, and the final American race is in Las Vegas, which should be a very, very interesting race. But flags go green. Fernando Alonso, we get a terrible safety car restart. Here comes Fernando Alonso trying to go right on the outside. Not going to work. We're going to try and push our absolute hardest to catch up to Carlos Sainz on lap 18 of this race. There's only 3 laps remaining of this race, and it is going to be right down to the wire here in Texas. Can we maybe try and move higher up the grid to possibly, just possibly, get more points in this race and move further up the Constructors' Championship? But here comes Fernando Alonso. I'm trying to pick out which McLaren it is. He isn't going to get too close though as we go down the straight. We are going to deploy just a wee bit ERS. It isn't going to work though. We are going to keep 7th place in this race and maybe move forward up into 6th and maybe just attack Carlos Sainz on lap 18 of this race, as it has been probably the slowest lap I've done this race, and we've not had a good safety car restart, but we have kept Carlos Sainz within a 1.5 seconds, which is quite an achievement, even though he's in a Ferrari and the Red Bull in front. We've also kept him within a 1.5 seconds as we come through the final turn now to start lap 19 of this race, and it is going to be the final 2 laps of this race, and this is what it's going to come down to. But we are just keeping with Max Verstappen and Carlos Sainz. Max Verstappen is starting to fall off, and this is disastrous for his championship on lap 20 of this race. Absolutely disastrous. Can we maybe make it even worse of a day on the last lap? Can we maybe just pass him and he gets less points, and that's going to help George Russell in the standings compared to where Max is finishing, because Russell is either winning or coming 2nd in this race, and that's going to be massive points in the driver's standings compared to Max Verstappen. But here comes Fernando Alonso. He's going to try and get a run on me through the final flat out section of the lap. It isn't going to work though, and the Mercedes is going to cross the line right about now. It is George Russell who wins. Max Verstappen in 6th. That's going to be devastating for his championship. We come 7th in Texas, and it is a great comeback drive from where we finished in qualifying.
That's it then for another magnificent United States Grand Prix, and they've hung on to take a sublime victory here today. Natalie Pinkham, how do you think they were able to set themselves apart today?
Well, they are very much at one with the car, which is a cliche, but it's true. It's not an easy process, and that work is very much paying off.
On top form once again after an excellent race weekend. It's great to see them up on that podium once again. Let's have a quick look at how the driver standings have changed. Well, not the result our points leader would have
Well,
wanted,
George Russell
but certainly
wins
makes things
the
interesting
American
moving forward.
GP in
So then,
Texas.
as
We
always,
come
who
8th,
would you rank as
and
your driver of the
we
day?
get passed by
Often my
Fernando Alonso.
go-to would be a driver who's managed to pull off an
Oh,
especially
no, that's
impressive
weekend
feat
results.
during the
Never
race.
mind. But
However,
we
in
come
this instance,
7th
I was
in the
more
race.
impressed by
Max Verstappen
solid,
comes
clean driving
6th,
throughout
and
the
that's going to be
event.
devastating for his championship
Constructors'
fight
standings.
with George Russell, who won both of the races, won the sprint race, it says here, I'm pretty sure, and won the actual race as we just try to move forward in this championship as much as we can, try and get as much resource points as we can, and look at that rivalry. Podium finish, obviously no, but we do absolutely scalp Pierre Gasly in the rivalry breakdown. We do on tie with him now. We go up to 9 driver acclaim, moving forward up in 13th driver acclaim. Our teammate is in 10 driver acclaim. We don't get qualified 10th or better, obviously, because we had a bad qualifying session, but I do hope you enjoyed that race, and the next episode is in Mexico, and I will see you for that one. Make sure to like, subscribe, and I will see you next time.